some of the look on your faces and you guys are wondering, when the fuck did this turn into a TED Talk? This is not a TED Talk, man. This is still a comedy show. Stay with me. But before I go ahead, I must ask you an important question. How many of you have been to school? Give me a cheer. Okay, all of you. It's always good to see some literacy in the audience. How many of you have been to state board school? Please raise your right hand. So the reason I asked you to raise your right hand and not give me a cheer is because, let's be honest, being sent to a state board school is nothing to be proud of. If you were sent to a state board school, there are only two reasons why. One, your parents could not afford to send you to an ICSE or an IB school. Or two, they could send you to a fancy school, but they just didn't think you were worth it. But I was sent to a state board school, and based on my experience, I can clearly tell you that they don't teach you anything worth a fuck. So when I realized this, I confronted my mother about it. I asked her, Amma, why did you send me to a state board school? And this is what she said. She told me the biggest lie ever. She said, Rohit, beta, nothing you ever study goes to waste. So keep studying. It's been 12 years since I left school, haven't used anything that I learned in school, and more importantly, the only thing that I've learned along the way is that statement which my mother made does not apply to people who are sent to a state board school. But what's more fucked up is when I was in school, I developed a toxic habit. I became obsessed with learning things that are absolutely useless. When I realized it, I tried to break it. I tried to break it by pursuing a bachelor's in psychology. But as things turned out, I did not have enough marks to pursue psychology. You see, marks are nothing but emotional and mental scars that children carry in their hearts and minds that not even Fair and Lovely can cure. Sorry, Glow and Lovely. But it's not all that bad with the Indian education system. It does teach you a couple of good things. It makes you humble, and it teaches you to settle for lesser things in life. So I decided to settle for lesser things in life and pursued a degree in philosophy. 3 years later, I finished my bachelor's, and I thought I was out of my misery because I finished my graduation. But I was so wrong, because my mother walked up to me and she said, Rohit, you have to pursue a post-graduation. You have to pursue a master's in philosophy. So I asked her, Amma, why do you have to pursue a master's in philosophy? And this is what she said. Rohit, we are South Indians. We are Mallus. If you do not pursue a post-graduation, what is the point of being a Mallu? Secondly, and more importantly, if you do not pursue a post-graduation, then what is the difference between you and a North Indian? Now, to all the North Indians in the house, and to those watching this at home, I have nothing against you. I just don't want to be you. So I went to one of India's most prestigious institutions to pursue a master's in philosophy. And you would assume that I had it easy because I have a background in philosophy. But you are so wrong, because you are from a state board school. More importantly, during my master's, I had to unlearn and relearn a lot of things, starting with the definition of philosophy itself. During my master's, I was taught that philosophy is thinking. About what? About thinking. Here's the problem with this statement, guys. Over the course of my life, I've asked numerous people, hey man, what are you thinking about? And I swear to God, no one has ever looked me back in the eye and said, hey Rohit, I am thinking about thinking. Never happened. But that's what philosophy does to you, right? It makes you sound abstract and intellectual for no reason at all. Have you noticed philosophy is so abstract that it's the only subject on the planet that is commonly associated with alcohol and substance abuse? You will never see two sober people sitting around and talking about religion, politics, or who is the better footballer between Ronaldo and Messi. But hand them a few drinks, and a few drinks later, what happens? Bro, aaj se main Sadhguru. I will now talk about everything on the planet. Even the things I have no idea about. In conclusion, I can safely say that studying philosophy for 5 years and having 5 glasses of Old Monk have round about the same effect. In both cases, you'll talk about the same three things: religion, politics, or who is the better footballer between Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. But I'll be honest with you guys. I have to say a big thank you to all of you for coming out. Today is a landmark day. Today is a historic day. This is not just the first time that I'm recording for YouTube. More importantly, this is the first time that I'm putting my bachelor's and my master's degree to any use. Also, this few minutes of material is the only way I can use my bachelor's and master's degree. This is not just a few minutes of material, ma'am. This is the culmination of 18 years of education. But finally, just looked at the time, guys, and I realized I've overstepped my time. I'm very sorry about that, but I'm also very proud of it because I've performed for like almost 20 minutes now. And as an Indian man, performing for 20 minutes or anywhere close to that, this is the stuff that dreams are made of. And I don't know about the women in the audition, but I'm soaking wet right now because I'm sweating. On a very serious note, you guys have been a lovely audience. Thank you so much for coming out. My name is Rohit.